Well, what's up, I don't want to say that because 30-second rule on YouTube. They'll shadow ban me if I keep swearing to start the video. So instead, I'll say, "What's up, Earthlings?" And about an hour and a half ago, Mike McDaniel took to the podium and very slowly took an axe and just shoved it in our hearts and pulled out our organs and sold them on the black market as he announced that Tua Tagovailoa will not be playing this week, and in effect, that will be ending our season. Also, Teddy Bridgewater is probably not even going to play, so there's that. So it looks like we're going to be back down to Skylar Thompson and Mike Glennon. And I honestly almost would prefer Mike Glennon plays. At least that would be funny. Like for the meme, throw Mike Glennon out there. But we'll see what happens on Sunday. Look, I mean, I'm proud of this team. They fought. There's some positives we need to look at because inevitably there's going to be a big freak out Sunday when we lose to Buffalo. Because if we think about it this way, no matter what, I think we could slate that the Bills are going to score at least 31 points no matter what. All right, so that they might as well just be spotted those points because the Bills are going to be in the 30s at the end of this game, and there's no questions asked. All right, so there's that. Second thing is, all right, no Tua, no Teddy. We all seen Skyler on Sunday, and he didn't look good. He looked very scared in the pocket. And look, I'm sure Skyler is a great guy. He seems like a great guy. He's just not NFL ready. And we're not going to face the Jets here, all right, with Joe Flacco and 3 injured offensive linemen, all right? We're going to face the Buffalo Bills in a playoff game in Buffalo. And I'm glad they're going to get this experience in the playoff game. It's very important to get playoff experience for the young guys. A lot of guys on the team have never played in the playoffs other than the main guys. Waddle's first playoff experience. I'm sure there's other guys. Fucking Gesicki's first playoff experience. Even though Gesicki's not even going to fucking be here next year. McDaniel's first head coaching playoff game. So there's some positive things that are going to be taken from this game, regardless of the outcome, and that is experience. The negative thing that everyone's going to be harping on this offseason is that we don't know what's going to happen with the quarterback position. If you had to ask me and I had to place a wager on it, I think Miami's going to bring in a veteran quarterback. I really do. One of these Tom Brady type of guys, I think, will be coming down to Miami. Because at the end of the day, I think that could have changed if Tua was going to play this weekend. But I think from a general manager / owner perspective, which are the people that build the rosters, you have to look and understand that the best ability is availability. And although Tua has a lot of great qualities as a quarterback, and certainly getting rid of him would be a risk, due to the fact that if you look at how Drew Brees ended up on the New Orleans Saints, he got injured, and the Chargers were like, all right, you're too injured. We got to get rid of you. And look how that worked out. I mean, they ended up with Phillip Rivers, who was a good quarterback, but it ain't the same. But at the end of the day, I think right now the Dolphins have a Super Bowl window open. They have Tyreek Hill, they have Jalen Waddle, they have Teron Armstead, they have Bradley Chubb, they have Xavier Howard still. There is a Super Bowl window for this team. And I don't know about you guys, but at some point I want to see this team win the Super Bowl. And right now I think this window is going to be about 4 years long. It's about a 4-year long Super Bowl window. And I think what you need to do is you need to go get a Tom Brady type of quarterback. Tom Brady, even I'll take Lamar Jackson. Don't want Derek Carr, and I don't want Aaron Rodgers. All right, those are 2 quarterbacks I don't want. I think Aaron Rodgers is just clocked out. He's really, I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's really intelligent, but I do think he's clocked out of football mentally. But I mean, if they do get Aaron Rodgers, fuck it, it doesn't matter. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to be a Dolphins fan, whether fucking Tua's the quarterback or fucking they bring back Jay Cutler out of retirement. I'm still gonna root for the Dolphins, but I'm gonna try not to go so far into the future. I will address those rumors and what happens as it comes. Plus, I have another video to make Sunday after the game, which is gonna be the game review. Um, and then that I'll address off-season videos and shit like that. But when we're looking at this Sunday, what we need to do, and what I think McDaniel will do, is just go into it with a fuck it attitude. Who gives a fuck? All right, everyone in the fucking country knows the Miami Dolphins are not going to win this game, including Dolphins fans. So why not go out there and lay your fucking nuts on the table? That is my favorite form of speech. My favorite thing to say is lay your nuts on the fucking table. And because it just implies that, you don't give a fuck. Everyone's looking at you, expecting you to fucking roll over and crumble. Well, you know what? How about I unzip my pants, pull my fucking nuts out, and wail them on the table with authority, leaving everyone running out screaming. And then I get pulled away by the FBI because I've just exposed myself to a plethora of minorities and women at a social event. But besides the point, I do think that the Dolphins are doomed inevitably. But I also think that there's potential here to get some good learning experience, especially for McDaniel, because I really think that they're gonna bring McDaniel back, and I think that he is a very smart offensive coach. He needs a defensive coach to go with him that isn't Josh Boyer, and you know but fucking maybe the Jets are gonna fire Saleh still. You never know, man. I don't think so though. So whatever. At the end of the day, McDaniel is gonna need to get a defensive coach and some defensive players, and then quarterback needs to be addressed. And who knows what happens next year? This team was on the cusp of being a Super Bowl contender this year. All right, with a quarterback who is consistently injured. They made it to the playoffs and beat the Jets in a game the Jets wanted to win. You knew the Jets wanted that one. You seen how emotional they were during the game. They were yelling at the Dolphins players. Sauce Gardner wanted it. Man, the Jets wanted that one. All right, don't give me that shit that they had nothing to play for. They wanted to end the Dolphins season, just like the Lions did to the Packers. But the Dolphins found a way to face adversity. And I think this season has been a great showing of them facing adversity along the way. You've learned a lot about these players with Tua, the concussion distractions, the media fake fucking caring about Tua. Oh my God, I was going to put a clip of it. I still might. I think it's Damian Woody going, he's saying he's disgusted with the Dolphins. And then he goes on to say that Tua had 4 concussions. Like, these fucking morons on ESPN don't even watch the fucking games. They don't watch or even take the time to look at the facts. They just sit there and they pander to outrage culture. Everyone on the fucking internet and in media always wants to be on some kind of fucking moral high ground. Like, I care more than you. I care about this man's life more than you. You fucking lying sacks of shit. If Tua fucking died tomorrow, these people would not really care in reality. It'd be a bunch of fake bullshit, all right? And sure, people, there's a difference between really caring and feeling bad and sending prayers on Instagram. And for example, Damar Hamlin. Look, I'm so glad he's all right and he's better. But if hypothetically that man died, or even just the fact that he didn't die, we've seen all the support on the internet. But do you honestly think all these people really care? Like, really, in their heart of hearts, really, their life is impacted by Damar Hamlin? To me, it's just everyone wants to be on some kind of moral high ground and sit there and shit talk Mike McDaniel if he ended up playing Tua. Um, Mike McDaniel has done nothing but follow what the doctors say, and that's what he said continuously. He said, if Tua gets cleared, he'll play. And I see nothing wrong with that. And if you have a problem with that, I think you're a fucking idiot. Because why would you go against doctors' advice? If the doctors go, Tua is able to play, then he should play. All right. So I don't know. That's just something that I seen earlier that pissed me off. And it's really the fake caring that gets me. They look into the mic and they get all serious looking at the camera. Mike McDaniel should be ashamed of himself. The Dolphins should be ashamed and investigated and sued. Like, grow some fucking brain cells and have a fucking brain outside of what you read on the internet. And I'm not saying that Tua should play. I'm just saying that if doctors cleared him, that should be a discussion that's between Tua, his family, and the Dolphins. And if people outside of that should be nothing but talking heads, and that's what they are. So there's that portion of things. I guess I sort of strayed off from the topic, which is the Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. But, I mean, there's really not much to talk about. The Bills are healthy. They got Josh Allen. They got Stephon Diggs. And the Miami Dolphins are like that episode of SpongeBob where, excuse me, had a phone call. But it's like that episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob overworks Gary for the race. And by the race, Gary's fucking wailing against the wall and he's panting and his fucking eyeballs are popping out. That is essentially how the Dolphins are going into this playoff game. And the Bills are just fucking going in there like the dude outside of Salty Spittoon. How tough are you? Just fucking muscular as fuck. I mean, the Dolphins are doomed, inevitably. And but it was a great ride, man. I'll get more on the great ride and the happy shit on the Sunday game, even though by then those happy emotions may have died. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'll be back tomorrow with my preview of every game. See if I can make you motherfuckers some money. Anyway, that's it. Go fuck yourselves.